Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, esteemed committee. Brianna January with Chamber of Progress. We are a tech industry association advocating for the progressive future of tech. While our partners include innovators like Uber and DoorDash, unlike traditional trade associations, they do not have a voter veto on our positions, which are all staff-led. We are big proponents of portable benefits plans, including those proposed in HB 1245, as smart policy to bring critical benefits to workers while maintaining flexibility for both labor and industry. And we thank the bill sponsor for bringing this forward. App-based workers have repeatedly reaffirmed their desire to remain independent, which I outline in my written testimony, which I've submitted online. HB 1245 would protect the independence that workers value while expanding access to important benefits, and I couldn't say it better than the bill sponsor earlier. This gives the independence they want and also the benefits they need. I'd like to reiterate that unlike traditional employer-sponsored benefits, portable benefits programs allow app-based workers to accrue benefits while working across multiple platforms or balancing multiple forms of employment. So for example, a single mother who drives for Uber can also perhaps do Instacart or DoorDash and maintain the benefits over multiple apps and platforms because they're hers in her ownership. By creating clear legal authority for these accounts, HB 1245 would give eligible app-based workers access to health insurance, unemployment insurance, disability insurance, life insurance, and retirement benefits, again, without calling that independence into question. I'll also highlight that the bill includes what we think are strong worker protections, including language around the withholding arrangement that should be, quote, clear, unambiguous, and prominently displayed for workers. And the bill language also requires workers to affirmatively opt in and permits the workers to opt out at any time. Lastly, as you've heard, other states have adopted similar models with success so far. Again, these are outlined in my written testimony. I'll also note that, as you heard, Governor Shapiro in Pennsylvania has a pilot program going. Just last spring, my governor, Governor Moore of Maryland, had a similar pilot program going with DoorDash that has so far been successful. With that, I encourage the committee to approve HB 1245, and I look forward to working on this important issue. And while I cannot speak to entertainment workers or other forms of independent contractors, I can speak on gig work and happy to do so. And I'll also, as a point of personal privilege, note that this Baltimore Ravens fan will be rooting for the Patriots this weekend.
Okay, good.
I know
Questions?
heartbreak.
Yeah, I understand. Representative McKenzie.
We actually have a circus worker. Billy was worked with us, Ringling Brothers. So you mentioned unemployment insurance and the coverage for unemployment insurance, which would mean that there would have to be reportable wages and the employer would have a responsibility. I don't know that independent contractors now qualify for unemployment insurance. So I think it's something that the UI people may have to weigh in on to see if this is actually even allowable.
That's a great question. I'd have to go back to the exact bill language that talks about unemployment insurance to make sure that those do in fact align with current state policy, but we'd be happy to work with you on that.
Representative Granger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Would you believe that private sector unemployment insurance was very prosperous in American society at one point?
Would I believe that? Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that question. Representative Staub.
Thank you. I can ask my question now. I'm not sure you'll be able to answer it because it's about New York State. My son worked for a computer game company, and he was a contractor, and so he was able to work 6 months, and then they had to take 6 weeks or 2 months off, and then they would hire them again for another 6-month period. And then after the third time of doing that, they were limited in New York State, and they had to either fish or cut bait or hire people as an employee or let them go. And but during the time he was working as a contractor, he was receiving health insurance. And I've heard several people say that if you offer someone health insurance, then they can no longer be a contractor and need to be classified as an employee. So what I'm looking for is, and you may not know this, but the laws in New York State governing misclassification of workers and the law in New Hampshire must apparently are different. And so if someone could answer that question for me at some point, I would love that. Thank you.
I'd be happy to look into that. I cover New York State as well as the city for Chamber of Progress. I don't have an answer off the top of my head, but I will say that conversations around employee versus independent contractor classification are always evolving in New York. So I would not be surprised if they have something on the books that we don't see elsewhere.
Yeah, as it happens, they unionized, so that's not an issue anymore.
Okay. Seeing no further questions, ma'am, thank you for coming
you.
all the way from Maryland. I appreciate your testimony.